we're seeing plenty of slow red-white removal, aren't we? Not much metalcraft. Well, I mean, I don't want to take the Volshock replica just because I don't think I know it's not better than Turn to Slag. Liquid metal coating something I would consider just because we need metalcraft ourselves for the concussive bolt, and then I'm also looking at Tower Calamities, which I won't take because it is just too slow for us. But I don't know. I mean, we are really drafting high removal. I think Turn to Slag is good enough that we could take it over the Tower. Yeah, because Tower, you really have to build an insanely high removal deck around it. Although the Tower, I think, fits our deck very well, just with needing the removal, and we're kind of, or not removing the metalcraft. Although I'm going to go ahead and take the Turn to Slag. I think if we go up against a poison deck or something, we're definitely going to be glad that we have that over the Tower. Alright, well there's some really good equipment for that guy that we talked about earlier. I forget his name, I've never even played that guy. Spin drone or something? Spin it? No, training drone. The card I'm looking at is Stratascythe. I mean, yeah, that card's amazing. It wins you a ton of drafts, so we're gonna go and pick that up. We needed the artifacts, and this is one of the best that you could find. They took an uncommon out of the pack, so it must have been like a skin render or something. Would make sense since we passed them that Phyrexian. Oh no, because it was the other way around. Nonetheless, this is a very good card. We're happy to see it. And Chrome Steed looks good. But I think with how slow our deck is right now, the Iron Mirror is just going to be a little bit better. We're probably still not going to play this training drone, but we are just keeping it in mind since we picked up that Stratascythe. If we pick up like a Darksteel Axe and maybe something else, who knows. So I think the Iron Mirror is what we need right now, whereas like this was kind of more with the red-white aggressive deck, and now I think we're looking a little less aggressive, which makes the concussive bolts worse. But I'm going to go ahead and pick up this Iron Mirror. Oh, I really like the Stratascythe on the Spiraling Duelist. So yeah, we're going to pick this up, and hopefully we'll see some more Chrome Seeds later. Revoke is good. We've got a lot of removal. Maybe that Tower of Calamities will wheel for us. There's nothing really here else in the pack. We actually haven't seen a lot of poison cards at all, so I'm glad we didn't take that other guy. But again, the draft would have been completely different if we were cutting poison. The other people wouldn't have gotten the signals for it, so maybe we would be if we didn't. Revoke's definitely the pick here. Go ahead and take that. Barbed Battle Gear. I mean, this pack isn't very exciting. We could take up Barbed Battle Gear. I'm trying to think of the things we could. All of our things are pretty bad to put it on. I guess putting it on just a cat every turn is pretty good. Putting it on the training drone is pretty good. I don't think there's really much at all we're gonna play. I think Barbed Battle Gear is just good enough where we can take it, because if we start picking up, it's really good on Glint Hawks and whatnot, but on what we have right now, it's not too exciting. The only reason I take it is because it makes that more playable. We could take the Horizon Spellbomb just to have an artifact that filters, but it's really slow, so. I guess Kemba Skyguard is fine enough. The life gain kind of goes with our strategy of wanting to slow things down. Again, these aren't very exciting picks at all, and I don't think I really want a Horizon Spellbomb. Actually, I don't know. We have some pretty complicated colors to cast up here. Might be okay. And just as an artifact with Metalcraft. Nah, we'll take this Skyguard. We'll find some more mirror that are going to be better than Spell Bombs. Alright. Let's look at this card, and I don't think we have much to sack to it, if anything, really. Yeah, Glenhawk Idol is definitely the best card here. You have to have some really good, I mean really good synergy for that to be a deck. I saw Conley Woods, I think, do it once, and it was, I mean, it was good because his deck was so revolved around it, but it was, I mean, if he didn't have all those cards, it just, you can't just force your way into being, you know, a Furnace Celebration deck, especially at this point. And Glenhawk Idol's great, so we're happy to see that. Alright, good. We're seeing some really solid metal cards now. And even some aggressive ones with the Glenhawk Idol. That's nice. Perilous Mirror is enough better than any of these other ones. Bullshock Replica is good, but not good as Perilous Mirror. And we may pick one of those up later, because it'd be really good with the Stratascythe or the Barbed Battle Gear on it. Like right now. Yeah, sure, we'll take her. I don't think we're going to be playing Oriok Sunchaser. We just don't have enough artifacts for it, and we already have a bunch of Metalcrafty dudes that, like, we have the Duelist, the 2 Concussible, a bunch of non-artifacts that have Metalcraft, so we're not going to be playing her. I'm going to go ahead and pick up this Soul Parry. It's really good against any poison deck you go up against, and it's actually pretty, if you play this main deck, I usually end up cutting it, but it has a lot of really solid applications when you play it. Okay, cool, we saw a Chrome Steed. We're getting some pretty nice last picks here. I mean, it could just be garbage, but we're getting cards that are definitely playable. I'm not going to play either of those, so we may as well just cut that. Exsanguinate. I've played with that card a few times, and every time I've played with it, I've liked it. But I still don't really like the card itself. It performed really well for me. I don't know. I was playing it because I had no other options. And pack 3. So we've got a deck right here, which is nice. Definitely would like more metal. I'd like to cut this training drone still. I mean, I'd like to test him, but at the same time, I mean, it's just, ugh. Actually, I kind of like this Mox Opal. I mean, obviously, because it's worth money, but I think we have enough removal. I also like the Glenhawk, too. I think we have enough removal, and we definitely do need the Metalcraft, and at the same time, we're really trying to get to these 5 and 6 drops, and then more mana is sunk into White Sun Zenith and to equipment for these, being able to equip these to things. I think that's pretty nice. I actually like the Barbed Battle Gear with the Perilous Mirror being able to sorcery speed 2 damage for 3. That's nice. We're going to go ahead and pick up this Mox Opal. We definitely do need the metal, and I like that Mox Opal's worth money. My second pick would be Galvanic Blast, and right behind it would be Glenhawk. Carnifex Demon. Too bad we're white-red. So, Shatter's very good. Sunspear Shikari I think is amazing with the 2 pieces of equipment that we have for it. Let's see. Rend the Imperial. We're gonna hide this Soul Parry. We're gonna hide the Training Drone for now. I'm actually gonna hide the Spiraling Duelist because I don't think we're gonna play it. Spin Engine we'll play. Shatter. It's an interesting pick. I think we're kind of lacking win conditions right now. Although this is a really solid piece of removal. Yeah, I mean, we already have a Sunspear Shikari, so I'm I'm gonna pick up the Shatter. I am tempted to take her just because we don't really have a lot of win conditions here, but I think that the removal is gonna be good against if we see cards like Stratascythe and whatnot, and also be much easier to see her later on in this pack than it would be another Shatter. This actually is pretty good. We have two pieces of equipment, or Stratascythe and the Barbed Battle Gear. It's not an artifact, but I think the fact that we have two very playable pieces of equipment in our deck makes this a lot better. The Wall of Tangle Cord is also very good, but I mean, this is once he gets online, if you can't answer him, that's game. And I mean, if you put a Stratascythe on him, that's going to be pretty hard to answer. So we'll go ahead and pick up the Bloodshot Trainee. I'm unhappy that I'm passing up this wall because we do need more artifacts, and I'm being greedy here. But I think he's just good enough with what we have that I'm going to pick him up. Normally I'm not this greedy. Normally I'm a very safe drafter. Well, here's an artifact that we could play. And there's not really much else. I'm not going to play Galma's Warden because we're already lacking artifacts, so we'll take this Dragon of Thought, and we're going to hide it for now. So, question is Silver Mirror, Off-Color Mirror, or Panic Spellbomb? I guess we could play the Auriok replica, but we're not going to. I guess they're both artifacts, so that's out of the question. So, question is, do we need ramp? I don't think we need the ramp because we have the Mox Opal and the Perilous, the Iron Mirror. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the Panic Spellbomb. And Glenhawk Idol is better than Chrome Steed, so I'm gonna take that. It's also a very solid artifact, so happy to see that. Go ahead and hide this Panic Spellbomb because I wasn't too happy about that pick. A Quarter Shield's a card we could play, and we're not playing anything else here. I mean, unless we wanted to hate draft, and I almost never hate draft. And a Quarter Shield I like putting in against some poison decks sometimes, so. Well, nothing here we'll play, but I guess the card we want to see the least is. Oh, one of these three down here. Although the guy to our right is probably poisoned, so we'll cut this Molder Beast. And nothing here we're going to play, but we'll cut a Throne of Geth. This guy isn't terrible. Do we have any artifacts we want to return? Not really. Hate draft. Doing a lot of hate draft picks here. I almost never do that. So our deck's coming together here. We will be cutting this Quarter Shield. We will be cutting this Throne of Geth. And we may cut a Concussive Bolt with how kind of slow our deck is. Ooh, we could do Mox Opal and Cold Oath of Rebirth, play our Quarter Shield, and we'll just make Cold Oath a red.